The White House says they are open to a second meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong Un. Press Secretary Huckabee Sanders says the president received a, quote, very warm and very positive letter. Talks over North Korea's nuclear program have been going on since the historic Singapore summit in June. The move looks to be in stark contrast to the abruptly canceled trip for Secretary of State Mike Pompeo last month. For more on what to make of the administration's foreign policy towards North Korea, we go to Peter Kuznick, professor of history and director of the Nuclear Studies Institute at American University. Thanks for joining us, Professor.
My pleasure.
Peter, the White House told reporters that Washington is open to a second meeting with Kim Jong Un. Was this expected?
Well, you can never quite tell with this White House. Some days we're getting signals that North Korea is building more nuclear weapons and we've got to increase pressure on them. We need more sanctions. And Trump canceled Pompeo's visit to North Korea. So we're getting certain negative signals. On the other hand, we get some very positive ones. Clearly, this is a very important development, and I strongly hope that it happens. There are other positive signs going on. We know that Vladimir Putin has been encouraging the U.S. and North Korea to normalize relations. We're getting some positive murmurings even out of Tokyo, where Prime Minister Abe has even indicated that he's open to discussions about normalizing relations. So, and then a new letter from Kim Jong Un to the White House, which Trump described as a very positive, friendly letter. And so there are strong efforts toward peace. And the thing that's interesting is that Trump, in many ways, seems to be the most engaged with this in his administration. There are others in the administration who are much more negative, much more skeptical, as are many within the Democratic Party. But Trump sees this as an important achievement that he can possibly attain and seems to be the most clear-headed in the administration about wanting to proceed in a positive way in relations with North Korea.
Well, do you think that might come from President Trump's business background and basically being the writer of The Art of Deal, that he's looking at this as just basically a very serious business deal and everybody around the table, he's handling them each differently?
I'm not sure if it comes from him his skill at being a deal maker, which is always very doubtful. I think it comes more of a sense that this is a tangible achievement that he might be able to deliver. He has said, and he said it in his original summit on June 12th with Kim Jong Un, that he is open to a peace declaration that would effectively declare an end to hostilities from the Korean War. And Kim has been disappointed because Trump hasn't been able to deliver on that yet. And we know that Bolton and even Pompeo to some extent, Mattis, are very skeptical about this. So, but Trump had committed to that, and part of North Korea's disappointment has been because we haven't delivered on that yet. North Korea saw that as the first step, and then moves toward denuclearization would follow that. There are others in the United States who want a very different sequencing. They've called for, Pompeo has called for North Korea to begin destroying some of its nuclear weapons. That was never part of the agreement, nor was the naming of North Korea's sites, weapons sites, missile sites, part of the agreement. So there's been a bit of a confusion about this. The whole question of denuclearization, whereas many in the United States call for denuclearization of North Korea, what the terms are is denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. That also has a very different meaning. So, but we've seen a lot of positive signs. We saw that in the parade on Sunday, the big 70th anniversary parade. There were no long-range missiles being displayed. We see that North Korea has not conducted any nuclear tests or missile tests since November. The United States canceled its war games off the Korean coast. That's another very positive sign. So we are making progress, and we have to continue that progress because the situation that we were in late 2017 was such a dangerous situation. The threat of war was real, it was palpable. Many feared that it was imminent, and so we can't allow that to develop again. We've got to continue down this road of peaceful negotiations and continue to make progress in that direction.
Well, talking about this road, this announcement that came this week comes ahead of the denuclearization talks between South and North Korea expected for the 18th and 20th of this month. What outcome should we and could we expect from this summit?
Moon Jae-in, the president of South Korea, has been the driving force behind the progress that's been made in this situation. Moon has seen a steady course, and Moon has been very much out front consistently on that. Trump has vacillated. I think Kim Jong Un perhaps has vacillated, but Moon Jae-in has been the driving force behind this. And so what we hope to see from this is progress toward a peace declaration for the Korean War. What Moon would like to see is a summit between himself, Kim Jong Un, and President Trump. This doesn't mean a formal peace treaty of the sort that would have to involve China as well. So that is not happening immediately. But North Korea and South Korea both want to see a peace declaration agreed by those three sides before the end of this year. So there's a problem with sequencing, there's a problem with timing. Full denuclearization will take years, perhaps many years, perhaps more than a decade before we reach that. But the first step is to build up trust, to build up confidence, to make moves toward peaceful declarations and peaceful negotiations. And then from that, once North Korea has more trust, then it's possible to actually see concrete steps toward what we would call denuclearization.
Professor Kuznick, thank you for joining us tonight and going a little bit more in depth on this very interesting subject.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.